I've lived in this neighborhood for 4 years. Quiet little place on the edge of town, a little too quiet sometimes, unless you count the endless HOA drama. I keep to myself mostly. Work from home. Go on walks. And I rely on my service dog, Max, every single day. Max is a 5-year-old golden retriever. He's not just a good boy, he's a trained medical alert dog. I have a diagnosed anxiety disorder and partial sensory issues from a traumatic incident a few years back. Max helps me manage daily life, crowds, overstimulation, early signs of panic. He senses changes in my heart rate and breathing before I do. He's literally saved me from passing out in public. And yes, he wears a red service dog vest that clearly says, "Do not pet, service animal," on both sides. Now, let me tell you about Karen. Her real name's Margaret, but everyone, including her emails, calls her Karen. She's the HOA vice president. Think bleach blonde bob, oversized sunglasses, and that constant tone like she's doing you a favor by letting you breathe her air. From day one, she's had an issue with Max. First time we crossed paths, she told me dogs weren't allowed on the front sidewalks after 5 p.m. I said, "He's a service dog." She said, "You can put a vest on a chihuahua and call it a unicorn. Doesn't make it real." Strike one. Fast forward to about 3 months ago. Max and I were walking along the paved trail behind the community garden. It runs parallel to the HOA maintained zone but technically borders the back end of my property, which is within my walking rights. It was mid-morning. Quiet. Sunny. Max had his vest on. Leash in hand. Everything by the book. I see Karen coming from the opposite direction, heels clicking, face scrunched, phone in hand. She stops about 15 feet away and immediately starts recording. Then she says, loudly, "This is the 3rd time I've seen you out here with a dog. Dogs are banned near the garden area." I told her again, "He's a service dog, and this is public access with a community easement. I've checked." She says, "Well, I haven't approved it." I just stared. "You don't need to. Federal law protects service animals. I'm allowed to be here." Karen narrows her eyes. "We'll see about that." I figured she was just blowing hot air again. Until the next day. This is the part where things turn from annoying to surreal. Same time, same trail. Max and I are halfway down the path. Suddenly, I hear someone jogging up behind us, fast. It's Karen. In workout gear, red in the face, carrying what looks like a keychain. I don't even have time to speak before she lifts her hand and sprays Max in the face with pepper spray. Just, without warning. Max yelps and stumbles into my leg, pawing at his eyes, disoriented. I drop to my knees and start splashing water from my bottle on his face. I scream, "What the hell are you doing?" Karen backs up, holding the spray like a trophy. She says, "I'll never forget this, that thing is dangerous. It growled at me yesterday. I'm protecting myself." I said, "He's a service animal. He's never growled at anyone in his life." She shrugs. "It was aggressive. You people fake that stuff all the time. You people." I was shaking, part rage, part adrenaline, part trying not to fully spiral right there. I called 911. Officers showed up within 10 minutes. Karen tried to play victim immediately, said she was afraid, that the dog had lunged at her, that I was harassing her. But here's the thing, there are cameras on that path. HOA's own security. I told the officers to pull the footage. I also had Max's documents, certification, training records, and letters from my doctor. Karen got quiet real fast once she realized she was on video. Police took my statement, helped me rinse Max's eyes again, and brought in animal control just to verify he wasn't in danger. And then they arrested Karen. On the spot. They didn't cuff her at first, gave her the dignity of a quiet escort, but it didn't matter. Word spread fast. She was charged with interfering with a service animal, which is a federal offense under the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA. Also charged with misuse of chemical irritants and animal cruelty under state law. She spent a night in holding. Got released the next day on bail. But the consequences didn't stop there. The HOA board held an emergency meeting. Tried to spin it, of course. Karen was under extreme stress. She misunderstood the situation. It was an unfortunate altercation. No one bought it. Especially after someone leaked the footage. Yep. The HOA's own security video. You can see Karen spray Max without warning. You can hear Max's yelp. You can see me trying to calm him and her just standing there, arms crossed, like she was proud of it. People were pissed. A few board members resigned. Several neighbors sent me handwritten letters apologizing. One older guy offered to build Max a doghouse fit for a hero. Meanwhile, Karen tried to sue me for slander and emotional distress. Didn't work. In fact, During the court process, it came out that Karen had 2 prior citations for improper use of pepper spray, both of which she never disclosed. She eventually pleaded guilty to reduced charges, but still ended up with a $7,000 fine, 120 hours of community service, mandatory ADA sensitivity training, and a 6-month no-contact order with me and Max. Oh, and a permanent ban from serving on the HOA board again. She tried to hold a community restoration tea 2 months later. 6 people showed up. 2 left halfway through when she blamed her behavior on toxic dog culture. And Max? He's fine now. Took a few weeks of care and a trip to the vet, but he healed physically. Mentally, he was shaken for a bit, especially if anyone raised their hand near his face. But he's back to himself now. We still walk the trail. Still enjoy the sun. And sometimes, just sometimes, Max stops at the exact spot where it happened, sniffs the air, and looks at me like, we showed her. Yes, we did, buddy. And we didn't even need to bark.